losing time, I'm fading fast. I just wanna make it last. Try to let go of the past. I close my eyes, embrace the blast. Sleepless nights and headaches stack. Restlessness to hell and back. What's my purpose? What do I grab? A slippery surface, a heart attack. And sometimes you just gotta believe there's something that'll give you relief. There's something that'll have what you need. What you need. We're broken, it's tragic. We're not all elastic, but maybe there's magic. Believe you could have it.
Right, we're on. The book is back out. So keeping Homer Kelly's golf machine book, keeping it dead simple. We know how complicated and how tricky it is. Geometry and physics of the golf swing. We're going to keep it simple. Just like the last video, if you've not watched that, I'll leave a link at the end of this video, but make sure you watch that. It takes a very technical part of the golf swing, or Homer Kelly's interpretation of it being so technical. I reduce it all down and make it dead simple. That's what we're doing again today. Today we're on page 78, power loading. And I quote 6C0, loading means the establishment of the lag, drag and thrust at the selected assembly point, which is the position in the stroke, by the selected load action 1022 calculated to produce the necessary downstroke thrust and impact force for the situation at hand. When I did my golf machine course, which was back in 2014, I took notes and I wrote here with regards to 6C0, the power loading, to break that down to keep it simple: trail, lag trailing. If the left shoulder keeps turning, the club will only come in alignment at low point. It lags until then, keeping radius intact. Let's go. So golfing machine book. The hinge action of an angular motion on an inclined plane. We need know nothing about that for today. Let's not worry about that. Let's try and hit it a little bit better than that, shall we? So 6C0, general power loading. If the left shoulder keeps turning, the club will only come in alignment at low point. The low point of the swing arc for irons has to be post impact. We have golf ball, we come down, hit golf ball, club continues down, low point is past where golf ball was. So the low point should be post impact. We hit ball, then turf, so low point is after impact. The middle of your divot is after strike. If the low point of your arc was pre-impact, then of course we're going to hit the ground first, take a divot, or we're going to thin the ball. So we're going to miss the ground, come up, hit the ball halfway up the equator and thin it. So it's very important we get low point post impact. You want to be able to hear that squeeze, hear that strike where you get ball turf. So there then, ball turf, compression, forward shaft lean at impact there. Getting the shaft leaning forward, there's your compression right in there with hit ball. Then we continue through taking divot there to there, low point, and then the club releases. We don't want to be the other way. Not good. Club head throw away, running out of right arm. We're not going there. Definitely not going there. So, my notes say from lag trailing, if the left shoulder keeps turning, the club will only come in alignment at low point. It lags until then, keeping radius intact. So, geometry and physics of the golf swing, the golf machine, the radius of the golf club, keeping that intact because the left shoulder keeps turning, very important. And obviously ball position is important for this as well. So the left shoulder has to keep turning. Make sure it doesn't go laterally. Laterally is a straight line towards target. It has to rotate, it has to turn. So from the top of the swing, let's just take this ball here. If I'm in there. Good. Don't know why that was so awkward. Way up the top of my swing, the left shoulder keeps turning. My left shoulder keeps turning. Turn, 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 turn. I hit golf ball, so there's the forward shaft lean, because the left shoulder's turned. Once I've gone past the point of golf ball, as the left shoulder keeps turning, I'll get into my perfect alignment. Now the alignment is with the club shaft and the left arm. So there's the straight line from the fulcrum of the swing, left shoulder, down to the sweet spot, post impact. That's after I've struck the golf ball. My post impact is just an inch or so past where the golf ball's lying. So if you feel as though you're in a straight line at impact, that's perfect. You'll be perfectly aligned post impact. But the straight line at impact that you feel is the forward shaft lean, de-lofting the golf club, penetrating ball flight. Whoo, it's cold. So perfect alignment at low point. Brilliant. Now what if the shoulder stops turning? Well, I've got a problem. So again, there's a dress position, up to the top, then we come back down, shoulder, left shoulder's turning, 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 left shoulder stops. So if the left shoulder stops, where do we get into alignment? Then the right arm starts to straighten. And there's our alignment there. So it's way before impact. We've got the alignment, and then of course the right wrist bend that we had at address is going to be reduced, and then the left wrist bends and we start to get some sort of funky strike. Now that's not a great impact position. Of course we know that's better impact position, and there's perfect alignment. Of course if the shoulder stops turning and then we get into alignment early, we've got an issue with strike. We're unable to control low point. So if you've got a strike issue and your low point is an issue, is the problem, make sure the left shoulder keeps turning. Turn, 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 turn. And then you'll create that perfect alignment post impact. Ball turf strike. Very good, Steve, I hear you say. Now what if the left shoulder moves laterally? What if it slides towards target as opposed to turn? Turn means rotate. Lateral, straight line. If we move laterally, the opposite will happen from what I've just shown you, coming down, 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 shoulder stops turning, and we get to straight line here, and then the club head passes hands, compression is leaked. There's compression, compression is leaked, no good. Left shoulder moves laterally, so if I get up here, and instead of turning, I just slide, 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 slide to there, then look what's happening. I'm not even close to alignment, I'm going to hit the ball somehow, and then alignment's going to be away up here somewhere. So it's way too far past, because eventually I will rotate. So I'll get to here, hit ball, continue, continue, and then of course I can't keep laterally moving unless I walk. So then eventually there's going to be some sort of turn, and I'm going to be in the straight line, or my alignment's going to be way past impact. So completely out of sync. Strike from there is going to be so hard to do. Not so much if you're trying to hit it into the wind and keep it low, because there is an element of moving to target to keep the loft off. So left shoulder has laterally rotated there. So moving to target and turning. So we're going to hit the ball more de-lofted, and then your alignment's going to be further past impact because you've laterally shifted your shoulder a little bit further before you've turned. I told you it was going to be simple. So on page 7 to 8, lag and thrust, power loading, lag trailing. If the left shoulder keeps turning, the club will only come in alignment at low point. It lags until then, keeping radius intact. So to improve strike, to make sure you get that divot afterwards, just think about your left shoulder. Think about nothing else. Assuming most fundamentals are in place. Think about nothing else. Get to the top of your swing like normal. Then from there, you're shifting your weight. Of course your weight's going to shift, because we're not really focusing on that right now. We're just continuing doing the normal swing. But continue to get your weight to shift. Up to there, weight, shift, left shoulder, turn, 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 turn. Now with Eureka Golf Swing, because the feet are in such an open position, what's going to happen? If your feet are open and you open the hips to the feet line, then of course the left shoulder is going to continue to turn. If the Eureka cane's on the ground, you can see the open feet line. There, I open the feet are. I get to the top of my back swing like normal. I shift like normal. And then from there my hips open up to the feet line, the bottom cane, and of course that encourages the left shoulder to keep turning. So from setting yourself in the Eureka Golf Swing setup, from there, opening the hips, because it's a chain reaction from the feet up. So your knees lag to your ankles, your hips lag to your knees, your chest lags to your hips, your shoulders lag to your chest, your arms lag to your... you get the message. Then hands, shaft, club head, but all that started from the feet up. So once you're in perfect alignment there, and the left shoulder keeps turning because the bottom half of the body, your hips open up to the feet line, there's much more chance of the left shoulder continuing to turn. So I'm there, normal takeaway, hips open to the feet line, and then left shoulder has to keep turning from there. What sort of strike do we get? Absolutely solid one. And the focus there for me was obviously left shoulder, because that is the topic of the conversation today. Thanks to Homer Kelly, Bryson DeChambeau, and that little book there. Yet I was able to use the Eureka Golf Swing to open up the feet, get the hips on the way down to open up to the feet line, and that has triggered the left shoulder to do its thing. And you can hear how good that is. Again, I can hear another question arising from you thinking, okay, if the left shoulder keeps turning, surely I'm going to swing over the top. Surely my right shoulder is going to become too active. And it's a valid point, absolutely. Left shoulder turns, right shoulder comes out, we come over the top, get steep. If we use the bottom cane, with the open feet, and we get the hips to open to the feet line, what's going to happen to the hands on the right shoulder? Stays much more quiet, and then from there we're able to spin the club out to the ball with an in to out path. So getting this to work to the open stance, what Homer Kelly and Bryson DeChambeau have mentioned in the past from the Golf Machine book with the left shoulder to continue to rotate, we're good to hit good golf shots. There, tilt the axis towards target, hips open up to feet line, left shoulder continues to turn. It's easy. Absolutely piece of cake. That was a good strike, enjoyed that one. So there we go, keep that in mind. 6Z0, power loading. This book is full of it. Incredible. The lag trailing, which was notes I took during my seminar in 2014, and I simply wrote down, if the left shoulder keeps turning, the club will only come in alignment at low point. It lags until then, keeping radius intact. It's absolute genius. If you go to eurekagolfswing.com, you'll understand what happens with the feet and the hips, to get the hips open up to the feet line. And of course that, the byproduct of that is the left shoulder, because we start from the feet up, the left shoulder will continue to turn. So you will be in alignment at low point. Therefore you've got your ball turf strike. What happens with driver? Ball position's further forward, whereas low point, slightly before the golf ball, and then of course we're going to hit the ball on the way back up. We're good. Thanks for watching. If you've subscribed to my channel, thank you very much. If you've not, just click that button below, it's free of charge. Also the bell notification gives you instant notifications of all my videos, and the thumbs up, great for the algorithm, great for me, makes the videos more popular, gets me more views, and I appreciate if you hit that thumbs up button. And I will see you in my next video.